Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Pilot Review Show. I am Captain Blade, J52, and we're slightly short-staffed this week. Artie is out of town, and I believe Neela has been having to work late again. But this week I have a teacher of the Kirby variety with me.
Must on Horga'hn. Pick up the soldiers. The apprentices. Must get the Horga'hn. Oh, sorry. Hi. How you doing, folks?
And this is what I'm going to have to put up with for the rest of the summer event.
Yeah.
Which I can't really say I'm any better when it comes to the anniversary event in Omegas, but... Anyway. It's just the two of us this evening, and we can already see on camera there's our resident troll and everything. So, welcome to Pilot Review After Dark! Getting that little disclaimer out of the way. But, yep. Anyways, we've got some pretty good stuff to get through tonight for y'all, so let's go ahead and get started, especially for our console players.
Oh, yeah. Lots of big announcements
So,
for consoles, but let's start with PC.
Oh, yeah. First up, we have the Week 3 rewards for the featured episode Home. This, for the moment and everything, concludes this particular arc that we've been working with and everything. I think we can go ahead and say that now. Concludes the Gamma arc for the moment and everything. This is also going to give us our new Jem'Hadar, or not Jem'Hadar, but our morphogenic console and everything we'll have access to this week. So that means we'll have the Omni turret, the energy torpedo, and the console.
Yes, please.
Whatnot. And most definitely. But yeah, concludes our thing, and you can also get your featured episode weekly reward box, which something we'll get to whenever we get to the patch notes.
Yes.
But yeah, thoughts from you, Kirby, and then I'll give mine on this set.
Well, I definitely, as far as the episode, I definitely enjoyed playing through the episode. It was amazing. I did like it. But the set, oh wow. Just, like I said, yes please.
Mm-hmm.
The two-piece bonus, oh my god. And then the, holy crap, there's just not enough good things to say about that set. If you're running Polarons and you're going for damage and you are not running that set, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that assessment. I definitely agree with that assessment and everything. And we don't often say that kind of stuff, but the bonuses are just that significant. I think I actually have a set of the stuff that I can show off for people. I do have a copy of it on this character already. I can not fail at buttons. Apparently so for me this evening. So, for everybody that's curious, this is what it's going to start out at. This is at Mark 12, very rare. You're getting 15% weapon damage to foes in the rear arc. Now, like Timberwolf may have said, I don't remember if he said this the last time he was on here or not. We actually misread that, and we thought that was giving a raider flanking type of deal. There's actually foes in your rear arc that is affecting. You're also getting a pretty hefty Cat 1 Polaron damage boost, getting a nice amount of Drain expertise, and you're getting that minus 10% weapon power cost, which is a huge, huge deal. Now, we have been testing it, and sadly, the weapon power cost does not upgrade, though that's not unexpected. Everything else, however, does. Let's see if it'll let me... I'm actually going to have to throw it on the ship so I can show them the set bonuses real quick. So let's throw the console on my ship here at the moment. There we go. So you can see kind of what you're in for, and now we have access to the 3-set bonus. Wanted to touch base on this because it is very significant. We've got the 2-set bonus, which And everything is now working correctly, which I believe we'll take a look at in the patch notes too. You get a 15% recharge time reduction to fire at will, beam overload, scatter volley, rapid fire, torpedo spread, torpedo high yield, mine pattern alpha, and mine pattern beta.
It's like, could you add any more skills?
Yeah. And the significance of that is if you have at least 2 points into your tactical readiness, you're going to be getting global on those particular powers that it lists, if not outright. And that's without having to touch Aux to Bat. So yeah, that's a pretty significant thing. Now the real kicker here is the 3-set bonus. Whenever you activate one of the following abilities, gain a unique buff that lasts for 45 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. If you activate Beam Fire at Will or Beam Overload, you get a 2% critical chance bonus up to a maximum of 6%. If you activate Scatter Volley or Rapid Fire, you get a 10% critical severity bonus, stacking up to 30%. If you activate Torpedo Spread or Torpedo High Yield or Mine Alpha or Mine Beta, you get a 7.5% weapon damage bonus, stacking up to 22.5% Cat 1. Which is fairly significant.
Yes. So like we said, long story short, if you're doing Polaron and you want to do damage,
yeah,
and you're not using this set, you're doing it wrong. Which we don't
yeah,
say very often.
Yeah, if you're looking for pure numbers, this is going to far outperform the chronometric. It's not to say the chronometric still doesn't have its uses, but the chronometric now is going to be, at least in my opinion, going to be relegated more to exotic type of builds. And people at least can still use the beam array. So, I mean, it's not like you're getting poo. You're still getting stuff. Now, the big thing I will point out, and then we'll move on. With this critical chance bonus, this is essentially worth 3 locator consoles to you. If you want to, you could keep your locators, and you could just stack pure crit chance. Or, if you think you have enough critical chance, then by using this bonus, you could potentially swap out some locators for exploiters. Which is actually what I did. But, yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
Oh, yes. But, did want to touch base on that set bonus for you guys so you can kind of see that. But, now, the one thing we will mention with the featured episode weekly reward boxes, we always recommend going for the specialization point, because that's going to save a decent bit of grinding for that spec point and everything, and you can get far more powerful tech upgrades from other sources.
Yes. The thing to remember about the tech upgrades, in fact, we were actually discussing this on TeamSpeak this week. The thing to remember about those tech upgrades, while they do have a good amount of tech points and they cost 0 dilithium, they have 0 quality improvement chance, which means they will do absolutely nothing for helping you to upgrade the quality of your gear. Going from, you know, like ultra rare to epic, for example, they will do nothing for that. The ones from the weekly box.
Yep.
So important things to think about.
Indeed. But anyways, we'll have this in the notes for you guys, so you can check out this little blog if you would like to. But for our next big thing, if my internet browser will swap the page, there it goes. I blame this new update to XSplit, but
Next big thing.
anyways, Hearts and Minds has returned.
Yes. So every Friday the 13th / Halloween, Hearts and Mind returns to STO. So this is on both PC and console platforms. So everyone may participate, and it'll be up or available from July 12th to around 6 p.m. Pacific time, July 14th. So
I think that says 6 a.m. I think this may already be out.
It may already. You're right.
Yeah, so we think this may already be out, but all the same, it is something that did happen, so
Yes.
in case you guys are curious, we can talk a little bit about it.
As I said, it comes out every Friday the 13th, so you can predict every time there's a Friday the 13th, this episode's going to come out. Also, every Halloween, this episode comes out. It's a little spooky, that's why, and yeah. But it's a fun little quick mission that has a nice duty officer. Your thoughts?
I think you about summed it up and everything. It is one of those spookier episodes, and you do get a decent duty officer for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyways, we'll have that in the notes for you guys, so you can at least check out the blog and everything. Like I say, I apologize, because I think this is already out and everything, and over at the moment. But all the same, you can check out the blog anyway. Moving along, we have the PC patch notes for the 12th. And there's actually not that many, but some of them are, I would say, fairly significant. You have the first bit. An item has been added to the promotional tab of the C-Store called Featured Episode Weekly Reward. This can be claimed once per account, and is the weekly reward received when playing a featured episode. This is to make up for this reward being missed from the second week run of Home. Now the reason that was there is because there was a bug, we did report it, where it would not let people claim a reward pack for the second week as they were supposed to. This was added to make up for that.
Yes. And we have checked, it is available to everybody, whether you played the episode during that week or not. You can still go into the C-Store and claim that weekly reward box.
Yep. So get yourself a free spec point at the very least.
Yes.
But continuing along, we have some stuff for the Home episode. Resolved an issue that caused the Jem'Hadar soldiers with Dukon Rex to not assist in combat while aboard the Hur'q ship. A special cutscene for Gamma recruits now plays at the end of this episode. Very good one, I might add, by the way, without spoiling anything. Resolved an issue where the 2-piece set bonus for the episode was not working. That's one of the things I was talking about a minute ago. So that 15% reduction, that was not working until this. Resolved an issue where the morphogenic console did not provide a damage bonus to rear arc fire, and then made small updates to the cutscenes throughout. This is the stuff for the summer event. The Liquidator's baseball outfits are now available for Remans. Resolved an issue where some baseball hat options were missing for Remans. Baseball hair for Jem'Hadar tucked hair has been disabled from being used for anything except for baseball caps, which kind of sucks for our space Barbies. The Moon Glow Carousel has its correct new look now. Probably butchered that note all to crap. All Rise of Floaters now animate and play effects properly.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. And still,
Well,
go on Gornalicious.
at the moment they do.
And still, I go on Gornalicious and activate her pink floater to match his pink swim trunks, and no floater on the back.
Resolved an issue which was causing some players to crash on the login screen. There's actually something I've got in the bugs going on when we get there.
Okay.
Beams no longer clip through parts of the Horga'hn, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, Dreadnought, when fired.
The event ship Dreadnought.
Yeah. And resolved an issue which caused Cardassian mouths to look incorrect when opening.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Pretty straightforward note.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll have those in the description for you guys. You can check the blog out for this and whatnot. Not really a lot to them. Pretty straightforward, as Kirby said. But, moving along, new Ark look. Same great titles.
So, basically, and I'm not going to go over all the features because there is a lot of features, but the Ark Launcher has gotten a revamp and is now Ark 5.0. So if you use Ark to launch the game, you may have noticed that it has a bit of a facelift and looks different. So of course we will have a link to this article so you can check out what's changed and how they've changed it, but they've changed things like they've added voice chat, there's group messages, you can add friends, they even have an overlay and things like that. So yeah, it looks interesting.
It's a pretty significant amount of changes. I've not really experimented too much with it myself yet, but and to answer one question I'm sure we'll get at the moment, the Ark quests for PC are not currently available. Still, at least they weren't the last time I had asked. So those should still be coming down the road. But anyway.
Moving right along, right along.
And for consoles, announcing the Deep Space Nine Lockbox.
Yes, now we get into all our console announcements.
So this week is definitely more for you console players and everything, because y'all getting some fun stuff coming down the pipeline y'all don't even know. So you're going to be getting in this new Lockbox holographic Deep Space Nine bridge officers to join the crew and away teams, a vanity-only Ferengi shield, which gives sort of a Ferengi/Decora-ish look to ships, a Lobi Hunter ground set based on the Tosk Hunters in the DS9 episode Captive Pursuit. You're going to be getting different Ferengi-inspired outfits. The grand prize is going to be the Jem'Hadar Light Battle Cruiser Tier 6. Everything, it says it was originally seen as one of the primary vessels present in the adversary fleets that assaulted the Alpha and Beta Quadrants during the Dominion War. Yeah, then this is going to be a pretty nasty piece of work and everything. I don't think we have stats this week for it.
I don't think so, but it's the same ship that was released
aside from
with
the old
PC,
blog, but yeah.
Right? It's the same ship that was released with PC, so we can easily refer you to that.
Yeah. Then for the other ship that for its console, you're going to be getting the personal wormhole generator. Activating your personal wormhole generator allows you to travel great distances very quickly and while untargetable and invisible for a brief period of time. While in the wormhole, you will regain hull hit points over time. Upon exiting, you will gain a potent damage buff. And then, whenever you get the Tier 5 Mastery, you're going to get Obedience is Victory as the Starship trait. While slotted, you will summon a Jem'Hadar attack ship whenever you activate Engineering Team, Tactical Team, or Science Team. This ally will fight by your side for a brief period of time. Subsequent activations of team abilities will extend the duration of the ally's help. So, basically, you get a free attack ship to come help you out. And as long as you're activating those abilities occasionally, you're going to get it still. Then
because
for
what Jem'Hadars need is another ship.
No kidding. Then for our Lobi ship, we're going to have the Maquis Raider and everything. This is, let's see the little ship there that some of the Maquis flew around in. And it comes with the Universal Console Plasma Storm. Activating this ability will create a massive plasma storm similar to the Badlands Cyclones at your target's location. Plasma Storm deals plasma damage and pulls enemies into its center while drastically slowing their flight speed. So think of it somewhat as a plasma-charged gravity well, if that makes sense, except in console form. Then, additionally, the Maquis Raider is fitted with the latest experimental weapon option, the phlogiston projector. It says, a few clever Maquis sometimes referred to the exotic gases of the Badlands by the nickname of phlogiston, an archaic element believed by 18th century Earth scientists to be the source of combustion. Although scientifically inaccurate, the term stuck around as a sort of slang. This experimental weapon emits an oxygen-rich mixture of these gaseous elements, harvested from the Badlands plasma fields, and ignites them. This violent reaction briefly burns at temperatures comparable to solar ejections, causing structural damage to even the hardest of ships. Then the trait that you get, it says, when slotted, and you are within 3 kilometers of an anomaly or plasma storm you control, you will gain a modest boost to stealth, defense, and flanking damage. It's potentially nasty.
Yes.
Then touch base really quickly on the weapons, and then we'll move on because there's, like I say, there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of it you can kind of go over real quick. But for the Ferengi plasma weapons that you're going to have access to, they do a minus 20% all damage for 10 seconds, stacking up to 4 times on a foe. At 4 stacks, it disables for 5 seconds and removes all stacks of Ferenginar plasma. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of stuff here. There's all the hollow bridge officers you're going to be able to get. Yes, there's going to be a hollow Kurland.
Kurland, dear.
Sadly, he does not deliver the famous line.
I know, that made me sad, and
I kind of felt cheated. I wanted him to say Kurland here.
Right?
I would have paid like 2 keys per guy to be able to do that. I'm still serious. I am still serious. If and when I ever win the lottery, I will pay to get Bordicus a SAG contract just so they can use that line.
Oh, they can still use the line. He just can't.
Oh, I mean, like, do other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so he can record other stuff for Kurland, because to me, the money would be well worth it.
Well, you know, when I go to Vegas and talk with them, I'll talk to Bordicus and suggest that they add in the Kurland here line to the Bordicus buff.
Yes, they really should. So, Bordicus, man, if you're out there, you're hearing this and everything, like, I will pay you real money to add that to the guy.
Anyway. But we digress.
Anyways, for console players, y'all are getting a low-buy sale.
Yes, so 20% off everything in the low-buy sale until Monday, July 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, if you've been waiting for that console, like the bioneural infusion circuits, or, you know, or something like that, then definitely now's the time to go ahead or Boolean Cannon, there's another good one. You know, now's the time to go and grab those items.
Oh yeah. Point being, lots of good stuff in there.
Yes.
These sales don't come around too often, and it is well worth it. It is well worth it.
Most definitely.
Because, even for the ships, because some ships that would normally cost like 900 low buy end up costing, what, like 650, 700?
Yeah, it's a 20% discount, so take off, if it's 900, take off 180.
So yeah, that's roughly a console right there for the ship. But anyways, moving right along, we have something that's caused quite a bit of stir here on PC that you guys are going to be getting, and this is the Elite Starter Pack and everything. Now, for you guys on console, you guys will be having access to this. Oh, excuse me. For the first time, and basically what it does is everything you would get normally for a 1-month subscription, you actually get now account-wide. And everything. When you purchase the Elite Starter Pack, the following will unlock for your whole account. You're going to get 1 new character slot, 20 shared bank slots, 5 Captain Retrain tokens, and that's on the character you claim it, and an increase on your energy credit cap to 2 billion energy credits. Then, once you purchase the initial product, you'll get a reclaim that will appear that will give you 30 inventory slots, 60 bank slots, and 2 bridge officer slots. And the reclaim is once per character on your account and does include characters you will make after the purchase.
Any new characters you make.
And
good.
I actually do have some calculations for the value on this, but I'll let Kirby give her thoughts while I try to hunt that document down for you guys.
Well, my thoughts are this is a amazing value. I mean, you're paying 1,500 Zen and you're getting all of these things. I mean, just the 5 retrain tokens, it would be 1,500 Zen by themselves, for example. And you're getting all this other stuff in perpetuity. That means continually, every time you make a new character, you still get those 30 inventory slots, 60 bank slots, and 2 bridge officer slots on each of those characters. That's a huge amount of EC worth, of what would be Zen worth right there just in unlocking those. But definitely, if you are a free-to-play player, highly recommend this. This gets rid of your, we always recommend to free-to-play players, get rid of that energy credit cap and get yourself an account bank. That normally costs, that's 500 for the energy credit cap and 1,000 for the account bank to unlock both of those separately. And for the price of doing that, you get, all of this. If you buy the pack instead. So we definitely recommend buying the pack.
And it is trying to find that document for us. But, like I say, to give you guys an idea of just how much you're actually getting here, like Kirby was saying, normally the 1 row of the account bank is 1,000 Zen. And the energy credit cap increase is 500 Zen. So that's $15 right there, which is all it costs for this entire pack. But you get that, and then you figure you're getting, like I say, this is quite a bit of value.
Yes,
it is. It just another moment to find this. It's going a little slow because I'm trying to stream at the same time. But whenever we calculated this out, it ended up being close to, I think it ended up being like 7,000 Zen worth of value or something like that.
For the initial purchase, and that's if you have just...
For the initial purchase,
and that's counting the 1 character you would have to have minimum to purchase, and the 1 character that you would make with that new character slot that you get. So assuming just that, it worked out to, I think, around 7K. And then I think it was around another 3,000 Zen for value for every tune that you added. Something like that. Because those inventory slots, bank slots, and bridge officer slots.
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the big thing that... go ahead. Now we should mention as well, if you're somebody that maybe you already had a lifetime account, maybe you were already a subscriber and everything. I don't know if console actually had the subscriptions or not, but I know you guys could get lifetime at the very least. But for console players out there and everything, if you already have a lifetime account and everything and you're purchasing this, you will be able to benefit from it too. You won't be able to go over any of the caps, but you will at least be able to get all of this stuff. and everything on the characters that are not maxed out. So it is a pretty huge deal. And it's gonna slow load on me.
You did want me to tell you, Blade, the dance-off is going to be in 16 minutes, by the way. On Sunny Riza.
Oh, Lord. And yeah, we're on Ryza this evening.
Just planning it.
Yeah, like we're saying, there's a lot here. I'll try to find that another time so you guys can see that. But moving along.
So we are announcing, or Cryptic is announcing 2 new discount packs for Victory is Life. And these are the same packs that were released on PC. So we have the Gamma Vanguard pack. And that has the
starter pack.
Or the starter pack, sorry. Gamma Vanguard starter pack, and that has a Tier 6 Jem'Hadar Vanguard Dreadnought Cruiser, playable Jem'Hadar Vanguard species, Jem'Hadar Tactical Uniform Costume, the title Victory is Life, and the title Plain and Simple. And then for the big pack, the Gamma Vanguard pack, this has a lot more. Now, the big Gamma pack has the Tier 5 Jem'Hadar Dreadnought Carrier, Tier 5 Jem'Hadar Heavy Escort Carrier, Tier 6 Jem'Hadar Vanguard Raider, Tier 6 Jem'Hadar Vanguard Dreadnought Cruiser, Tier 6 Jem'Hadar Vanguard Warship, Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Science Dreadnought, Damar class, Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Flight Deck Cruiser, Galore class, Tier 6 Cardassian Intel Escort, Tatapa class, a playable Cardassian species, playable Jem'Hadar Vanguard species, the Jem'Hadar Tactical Uniform Costume, 3 high-end upgrade kits, 2 large XP boosts, the title Gamma Vanguard, title Victory is Life, title Engineered for Victory, title Citizen of Terok Nor, title Family is All, and title Plain and Simple, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Good Lord. And she went there.
I did. But basically you get a lot for this, and this costs this on PC. It's cost 13,000 Zen. I'm assuming the price is going to be similar on console.
Should be.
Yes, and for the big pack, for the small pack, that is 2,000. And the thing to remember, if you want to make sure that you can unlock the Vanguard species without paying the separate Zen cost, and eventually get the big pack, but you can only afford the small pack right away, buying the small pack will discount the price of the big pack by the same amount, by the cost of the small pack, so it will discount it by 2,000 Zen. If that makes sense.
Now, one thing that we should mention,
Yes.
and everything, I know it doesn't show it here. It does show it in the graphic, so I'm assuming that there's an issue with the blog here. But on PC, they did later add the T5 Galore to the package as well. So you guys should have access to the T5 Galore as well, which will also grant access to spiral waves, along with the other Cardassian ships. So that is something I did want to mention for you guys and whatnot. I am going to ask them about this and whatnot just to make sure and be on the safe side, but you guys should have access to that ship as well.
Yeah. Moving right along, right along, right along.
Yep. But like we're saying, and these ships are very well worth the money. I know with the T5 or the Tier 6 Dreadnought Cruiser at the moment, I've actually been able to break my all-time DPS record as a tank. and was able to crack 78k with some of this new stuff, which for me is actually fairly significant. Everything, because I don't normally go out of my way to do damage.
Yep.
But in case people were wondering, this Tier 5 Dreadnought and this Tier 6 Heavy Escort Carrier are the old T5 Lockbox ships that were retired. And we did do some calculations for this one. This one I did make for sure I had ready. And in terms of value for what you're getting for this pack, you're looking at 3 Tier 5 ships. This does include the Galore. You're looking at 2,500 Zen a ship, so that would be about 7,500 Zen right there. You're getting 7 Tier 6 ships, which is 3,000 Zen a ship, so that's 21,000 Zen right there. And everything. So, then 2 species.
I was going to say,
unlocks.
Suffice it to say, you're saving a lot by going with the gun.
Yeah. 2 species unlocks, a uniform, 3 bridge officers, 2 large XP boosts. You can see how it's itemized. So you're looking at roughly 32,950 Zen worth of value that you're getting out of this pack, and it's only going to cost you 12,000 Zen, or about 120 or 130 bucks. Which, considering everything you get,
yes,
I think is well worth it.
Definitely well worth it.
But anyways, I did want to show that to you guys so you can see just how massive of a pack they're actually giving you here. And I will actually be buying this on console as well. Even though I already have it on PC, just because it is that big of a boost. And there's some other stuff we're going to touch base on when we get to it. But next thing we have is a double XP event for our console players out there. From Thursday, July the 12th until Monday, July the 23rd at 10 a.m. you guys are going to be having a double XP event. So get out there, level those characters up, get that stuff going. If there's a character you want to get leveled up before Victory is Life hits for you guys, then now's the time to get out there and go do that.
Yes. Definitely things pay big dividends. Things like Argala, a lot of people on PC use that for ship leveling, and other patrols and things like that. But definitely level up your characters, get them to level 60, because if they have any points at level 60, they're going to get a free spec point when Victory is Life hits, I do believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I know PC players did, so yeah, definitely.
And we should mention as well, one of our favorite tricks that we do use to get characters up really quickly is if you open any lock boxes, everything, sometimes you'll notice you'll get a little item that will let you hail for a duty officer assignment. It could be a temporal variety, an original series, Nakul
Mirror
even,
universe.
I think. It's in Kathy stuff.
Yeah.
Point being, there's a lot of different flavors of them. And you can do quite a few of those at one time and everything, and they'll give a large chunk of experience. And especially on double XP weekends like this, it's possible that you could hit level 11 and off of maybe 2 full sets of these, 3 at the absolute most, and you could be at level 60 in just a few hours.
Yep.
So we're talking maybe 12 hours?
Yeah, it's 4-hour cooldown on the assignments, so. Alright.
Yeah, massive, massive XP. But anyways, we'll have that in the notes for you guys. And
yes.
Moving along, play as a Jem'Hadar and Victory is
yes.
Life.
So, as PC captains have now, console captains will be getting the ability to play as a Jem'Hadar. Jem'Hadars have jump-started careers, meaning that they have certain reputations and specializations already filled or partially filled. And it does vary. If you are not a Vanguard Jem'Hadar, it does vary depending on which career you choose, whether you're tactical, engineer, or science. what is completed. So be wary of that. Also, you will have to choose a faction when you finish the starting mission, which they're not calling a tutorial, so I won't call it that. But when you finish it, you will have to choose a faction. You'll either have to choose Federation or KDF. And there's basically a bunch of other things. You do have the ability to shroud. And then there is of course the Odo's Vanguard Jem'Hadar, and this is available through the C store for 600 Zen on PC. I'm assuming it'll cost the same on console. And they have a third reputation filled in and 2 specialization trees completed, as well as some other benefits which you can read about because they don't go into specifics here.
Yep. But definitely gonna recommend, if you guys are able, get the starter pack at the very least, because that's gonna get you access to the Vanguard Jem'Hadar, and it is a very, very significant boost, and compared to what you're going to get with the standard Jem'Hadar. Now, the standard Jem'Hadar themselves are still very good, but the Vanguards have just that much extra bit of a leg up on those guys. But, like this is saying, you're going to get some pre-completed couple of trees and everything. You're going to get a few R&D schools, stuff like that. So it varies depending on the different profession that you pick. Like, in the case of tactical, you're going to get Intel and Command as the 2 trees. You're going to have Intel completed and Command at either half or full, depending on whether you're a regular Jem'Hadar or not. And then the other thing that's... what's the other thing we mentioned last time this came around? For the Vanguards. I'm brain farting. I'm brain farting hard. Good lord.
Okay.
Can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, I'm sure it will come to you as we move on.
I'm sure it probably will, but anyway, like I say, definitely go for a Vanguard Jem'Hadar if you can. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck that way. But,
alright,
yeah.
Moving right along, right along, right along. With Victory is Life.
And we have the Victory is Life release date. Coming July 24th.
So basically all of these things we just told you about won't be there until July 24th. So get ready, take the time, and prep for it.
Yeah, that's going to be some fun stuff coming down the way for you guys. And I know some of my guys out there may notice this, but watch how the Jem'Hadar move in some of the cutscenes. And I can say this without spoiling anything, but watch how they move in some of those cutscenes. They move like something straight out of a Tom Clancy game and everything. They look that good and that clean. But anyways, that's what we have for our blogs this evening. Whatnot, there's a lot of significant stuff to get through for you guys and everything, a lot of which already came to PC and whatnot, so you can kind of refer to those blogs a little bit. But, yeah.
Alright.
Now, coming to our budget build of the evening, this actually came as on Kirby's channel.
Yes, this was actually...
and everything. I'll let her give the background.
It was actually submitted to me by one of my viewers, looking to improve his DPS. The budget is a bit different. So he told me he had 6 million energy credits, 600,000 dilithium, and 180,000 fleet credits. And yeah, so I had that to work with, or we had that to work with, because this was a collaboration between Blade and I.
So yep, technically call this a custom budget is what we're doing, because it didn't really fit into any of the standard categories. But, yeah.
Yes, definitely. So, but without any further ado, I'm actually going to start by looking at the, under the hood, look at the skill tree. So we start off with our, this is pretty much our normal skill tree. We have our single point in hull capacity and our points in, or sorry, single point in regen and points in hull capacity. And same thing with shields, same spread we usually have, and our 3 points in weapon specialization. We have our points in EPS to improve our power transfer rate, impulse expertise, 1 point for a little bit of extra speed and turn rate, 2 points in control expertise, and 2 points in drain expertise. And both of those are for control abilities and then for drain resistances. And then we have 2 points in targeting expertise and 2 points in improved defensive maneuvering. We took all 3 points in the hull plating section, and we took 2 points, for shield hardness, and then took all 3 points for both weapon amplification and specialization to improve our crit chance and crit severity with our energy weapons. We took 1 point in defensive subsystem tuning to help our power levels, 1 point in offensive subsystem tuning to help power levels as well. And for a little extra kick to our weapons, we put 1 point in weapon subsystem performance. We took all 3 points for exotic particle generator and all 3 points for long range targeting sensors, as well as 3 points in hull penetration. And we took 1 point in warp core potential and 1 point in warp core efficiency. And then we took a point in tactical readiness. And so that is the skill tree. Ours, go ahead.
So slight variances compared to what we normally do.
Slight.
But when we get to the ship, you guys will see why.
Exactly. And then for our specialization, I put intelligence for flanking and some survivability, and strategist for a little extra damage and survivability as well. Alright, and then, so moving on to our starship. So we're in the Icarus Pilot Escort. This is a Tier 6 pilot ship. So we put on here 5 of the Advanced Fleet Tetrion dual cannons. And these are crit D times 3 damage. Okay, and these,
actually you got it backwards.
Did I get it backwards? Oh, I did. Crit D damage 3. 3. Okay. Yeah. That is what I meant. Yeah. Crit D and damage 3. Okay, so crit D with damage times 3. And then we have, so we have that, and then for our aft weapons, we have the, we have a fleet turret, and then we have the anti-chronoton infused Tetrion turret. That's going to be for part of a set bonus. And then we also have, for our deflector, we got the Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector Array. This gives a lot of bonuses. It gives some survivability, it gives some extra crit chance, and crit severity based on your hull. It's just a lot of bonuses, and it's a really good deflector to have if you can afford to get it. And then we had, to boost the Tetrion damage, we got the Preeminent set from the mission Melting Pot. So the impulse engines, the warp core, and the shield are all the Preeminent set. The 3-piece bonus, I believe it is, gives 30% boost to Tetrion damage. And then we already talked about the aft weapons. We have the experimental hyper-excited ion stream projector. This is the heavy weapon that anybody can get for free out of the dilithium store. Can be reclaimed for no charge. So we put that on there as default. If you have something better, of course, you can use it. For devices, we always like to recommend the subspace field modulator. Comes from the mission Skirmish. Gives a nice survivability buff. It's a nice oh crap button. With the
basically worth a free neutronium to you whenever you pop it.
Yep, and the only exception would be if you are fighting an enemy that does proton damage, because it will severely lower your resistance against protonic damage. Alright, so for our consoles, we have the Trillium D plating, and that comes from, oh, I forget which mission. Help me up. Thank you.
Ragnarok.
Comes from Ragnarok, so this nice little console to have to help with some survivability. We also have the Sticky Web console. This comes out of a Lockbox, so you can buy it off the exchange for about $2.5 million at the time of this. I think this boosts Tetrion damage. We have the Spatial Sinkhole Generator. This came with the ship, so we're using that. We have the Emitter Refocuser, and that came from Renegades Regrets. Gives a nice little boost there. The Temporal Disentanglement Suite from Butterfly, and that gives crit chance and severity, crit severity based on your aux power. And then we have the Assimilated Module for crit chance and severity and a little bit of control. And then of course we have 5 of the Tetrion Pulse generators at the very least at Mark 12. Some of this was what the player already had, so the ones that are Mark 14 were what he already had. The Mark 12 variants were ones that we replaced lower level consoles with one from which mission was it?
It is actually, I think it's Renegades Regret gave a console there. Now, if one thing I would mention here and everything, because there is a set bonus that you missed, is the one that you actually get for the Anti-Chronoton turret and the Temporal Disentanglement Suite. And that actually gives a fairly significant boost at Tetrion. So, yeah, as far as that goes, that is another reason we had that on there, that particular turret.
Yep.
But let's continue, and I'll give some thoughts afterwards.
So that is here. You can take a look at the bridge officer abilities now. So for our bridge officer abilities, we tried to do kind of a definite tactical lean with a bit of survivability. So for our Lieutenant Universal, we made that in engineering, and we gave him emergency power to weapons 1 and 2. This will allow for 100% uptime on that emergency power to weapons. It'll help to keep his weapon power up, and will give a base damage bonus for the duration of the ability.
It's actually Cat 2
bonus for the duration of the ability. Alright, the Commander Tactical / Pilot seat, we did use all tactical abilities. So we have here Tactical Team 1 for automated shield rerouting and a little bit of damage buff. Attack Pattern Beta 1 to debuff the enemies. And Cannon Scatter Volley 2 and Cannon Scatter Volley 3 to buff the cannons, allow you to hit multiple targets, and all of that. And then for the Lieutenant Tactical, we have a second copy of Tactical Team 1. This will allow for maximum amount of uptime or ability uptime so that we can have those shields rerouting as much as possible and have as much of that damage boost as we can. And same thing with the Attack Pattern Beta 1. So this will give us the ability to have one attack pattern available every time we activate one of the scatter bubbles, which will help to make things melt faster. With the so the Lieutenant Engineering / Pilot seat, we have Engineering Team 1. This clears disabled subsystems and gives a hull heal. And then we have Hold Together, which is a nice little healing ability. One of our pilot abilities there. And then for the Lieutenant Commander Science Station, we have our Gravity Well, because we can slot a Gravity Well. It's always a nice little ability there, hold things steady.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our Hazard Emitters 2, nice little cleanse. Cleanses things like plasma fire when you're fighting the Borg, etc., etc. And our Science Team 1, which is a nice little shield heal. Comments?
Mm-hmm. I think overall, what we wanted to do is we wanted to give him, per his request, we wanted to help him try to up his damage a bit and everything, but at the same time, we didn't want to gimp him in the area of survival, because if you can't stay alive, you can't deal damage, or as they say, you can't DPS when you're dead. Like some of the consoles we gave, some secondary effects that I do want to point out, like the Trillium deplating. This gave him a bit of defensive value compared to a neutronium that he was using. And reason being that we had him go for this is because it's basically a neutronium and a field generator in one. So he's getting significant boost to his shield capacity, combined with the temporal disentanglement suite as well. I think we calculated this out, and with everything he's running so far, you're looking at about, I think it was about 60 to 80% increased capacity on his shields.
Something silly like that. It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really was a big boost.
Yep.
Okay.
We had that, and then did we look at traits?
Not yet. Was just gonna go there. Alright, so for our traits, now it is important to note that this is a Federation science captain, and he is an alien, so we're gonna have some extra traits from what we usually have, and our captain specific trait is in there as our science captain. So we have cannon training, which just gives a flat increase to the damage from your cannons and turrets. Duh. Right? Like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Fleet coordinator, which just gives a bonus based on your how many are in your team. We have the nanite repair matrix, comes from the midnight mission. This gives a large hull heal when you go under 50%. And activates once every 90 seconds. That's a nice little passive ability as a oh crap. We have redirected armor plating, so this gives extra defense when you're receiving damage from the sides or the rear arc of your ship. Nice little extra defensive ability there, or resistance is there. We have elusive, which basically increases your defense value, makes it harder for them to hit you, so can't take damage if they can't hit you. Deft Cannoneer, which will give some extra turn rate and inertia when he activates his cannon skills. That'll help to keep your ship or your cannons on target, because they have a smaller firing arc than beams, so it's important to be able to have that turn rate. We have Operative, which gives a critical chance and critical severity. Spell them out. We have Point Blank Shot. That's from the House Peg mission.
House Peg.
And that gives energy weapon damage the closer you are to the target. Since we see this ship as doing a lot of strafing runs, he's going to be coming in really close to the targets, and that ability is going to let him do a lot of extra damage as he gets up close. And then we have, of course, Innocuous, which gives a slight increase to crit severity and makes him seem less threatening. so enemies are likely to choose other targets over him. And then we have the Science Captain ability, Photonic Capacitor, which gives him activation of science abilities, reduces the cooldown on Photonic Fleet by 20 seconds, and you can trigger that once every 10 seconds. So, and that basically gives extra ships out there to help fight and distract and keep them off of him, fighting those holographic ships instead. So, nice little thing to have there, that Photonic Capacitor up there. Alright, Starship traits, we have improved pedal to the metal, since he's doing, or he had this already unlocked. So this comes from the pilot skill tree, but since definitely he's probably going to be moving a lot with this build, I don't see a problem with that. Definitely one that's nice. He also had Subwarp Sheath, which comes with the ship. So it gains armor penetration with all weapons, and it's based on his speed. So the faster he's going, the better that's going to do for him. Ties back into that pedal to the metal. Predictive algorithms, this comes from the Intel specialization tree, and that's activating weapon enhancements, gives improved accuracy. So nice little thing there, so more likely to hit the target. And then we have Honored Dead, which we purchased off of the exchange. And Honored Dead gives some extra resistances and passive hull regeneration as you meet certain damage thresholds. So nice little ability to help with survivability there. Comments so far?
With about 10% across the board. Yep. We should mention, as we usually do with these things, that if you're not a science captain, but you would like to use the build, simply swap in your own career-specific trait, and you should be good to go with most of this.
Yes. And then, of course, we have the, moving along, space reputation. So we have Precision, gives some extra critical chance. The advanced targeting systems, which gives extra critical severity. The Nukara auxiliary power configuration offense. This gives a damage bonus based on the level of your auxiliary power. The higher your power, the better the bonus. And then we have tactical advantage. What this does is, as your target's health gets lower, it applies a damage resistance debuff to them. So it makes them even easier to kill, so they take more damage. Alright, and then we're going to skip over the ground reputation, but the active reputation, so these are the tier 5 reputation traits. As always, I recommend the Quantum Singularity Manipulation from the Romulan reputation, the Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity from the Temporal Operative reputation, the Biomolecular Shield Generator from the Species 8472 reputation, and then now this is boosted by Tetrion boosts. So we're definitely recommending the Refracting Tetrion Cascade from the Nukara reputation. This is buffed, or improved by Tetrion consoles and set bonuses that improve Tetrion damage. So this is going to be a nasty piece of work on this build because he is using Tetrion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Comments? Anything to add? Did I cover it all?
I think you about did. For this particular ship, another option I would mention he does have whenever he gets to Tier 4 Gamma, and especially when he unlocks the 5th Space Reputation thing.
Yes.
Do keep in mind that flat Cat 2 bonus that's on the Gamma Reputation. So that is a very big thing.
Yes.
Then For our total costs and everything, you're looking at about 5 million EC, just a hair over, 74,000 fleet credits, and 79,000 to lithium. That's about 10 days worth of refining, assuming only one character is doing so.
And it is important to note, we did go, I know that is a large dilithium bill, but again, this build was a custom budget, and he had 600,000 dilithium available, so this is going to leave a lot of room for him to spend on upgrades to weapons and things after he finishes getting all of these items.
Yep. But, like I say, that's what we've got for a budget build this evening and whatnot. This is actually a custom budget with certain restrictions that didn't really fall into one of our regular categories we might give and everything. So we do custom budgets as well, as you can see. And because this is a pilot escort, because this is a cannon ship, like we were saying, we are planning that the ship is going to be doing strafing runs for this and everything because of a lot of the traits that are on there, because of the way the ship itself works. So basically, think like a fighter might do during World War II, strafing the deck of an aircraft carrier or something. That's kind of similar to how it's going to operate here. But anyways, that's what we've got for a budget build for this evening. We'll have that in the notes for our guy to check out and whatnot, and hope it does good for you, dude. We really do. But anyways, as far as the Bugs Corner goes, now there are a few little nitpicky things that we've been seeing, whatnot. One in particular is I have been seeing some people still saying that they are getting a crash upon login. If you are one of those people, please let me know and everything. I also need to get the error tracker ID and everything from you as well. That'll be a little error number that you can get to me that tells the devs what you're looking, or what it is and everything. That tells them, oh hey, it's in this area, it's in this area, and they can kind of go from there. But that's one of the bigger ones that has been going around. Everything. If you guys, like I say, if you guys are seeing bugs, do let us know. Be sure to pass it along to them. And I am going to check on that for the T5 Galore for you guys, just to be safe.
I do have a Chris. I broke it. A number of the instances on Ryza don't play the sound for the races. It's like, I know that Instance 1, for example, plays the sounds, but Instance 24 does not. But Instance 24 does not. Neither does 30 or 43. These are the ones I've spent like all day doing races over the past few days, so yeah.
Yep. I'm not much of a Ryzen guy, whereas she could sit down here all day.
I do.
And everything.
Must
well, can and do, you know what I mean. I think she has a problem, folks. I really think she does. But, yeah. Speaking of a Horga'hn hunt...
Yep, I know.
Killing you, ain't it?
Yeah, as I'm collecting a Horga'hn.
But, good lord. But, anyways, that's what I've got for the Bugs Corner. Like I say, do let us know if you see anything, especially major game-breaking stuff like that. If you've got screenshots and video, that's better. That's going to help quite a bit. Even if it's just a crappy cell phone screenshot, as long as it's somewhat clear, then it'll work. Coming up on our final segment of the evening, we have the Teacher's Corner. And what have you got for us this week?
This week, I redid, actually, or updated a video from last year, which was the floaters and power boards. So this year they added new floaters and new power boards. They are a pretty good order of magnitude faster. And so I updated my floaters and power boards video from last year to include the new information.
I see.
So there you go.
Yeah, definitely be sure to check this out, folks, especially if you're somebody that likes to hang out on Risa. You're kind of curious about what all the hullabaloo is about the different events, different activities you can do and everything. This is definitely a video you're going to want to see. But anyways, that's what we've got this evening for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show and whatnot. But hopefully Artie and Neela and some of the crew will be back next week again and whatnot. Artie is currently out of town, does not have a computer with him, so it'll be kind of hard for him to join us and whatnot. And I think Neela's still having some very long shifts. Once he gets that worked out, he should be able to be on the show a lot more than what he's been lately. But definitely understand how that goes. Got to make that, got to make them greenbacks, you know.
Most definitely.
But anyways, that's what we've got for a show this evening and whatnot. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it and everything. Before we head out, a shout out to our good friends over at the Temporal Armada. Be sure to check out their program. Usually have something interesting going on over there. Also be sure to check out our other good friends, the Kurtang Pirate Radio. The party is there. And they always have some dang good music playing. New stuff, old stuff, you name it. But, in fact, it's actually their little radio station that we're streaming into the party room on my TeamSpeak through a music bot. But also, if you've got any requests for a budget build, feel free to let us know. As you can see, we do custom requests. Or if you're wanting more of a traditional type of budget build, let us know. Maybe you've got just a bare bones type of budget and everything, and that's what you're wanting to work with. Maybe you want something more mid-range type of build, or maybe you're looking something for the higher end, or maybe you even have a custom type of budget you want to try to do and everything, and we'll see if we can't help you out. Let us know what kind of ship you've got, what budget you're looking for. Let us know, do you want to be a tank, do you want to be a damage dealer, just pure raw DPS, do you want to be a space wizard, or whatever it is you're wanting to do, and we'll see if we can't help you out. If you think your gear and skills and everything's in order, but maybe it's just your piloting that needs a little bit of work, maybe if you could just get to that one certain area fast enough, or if you could just improve it a little bit and everything about knowing positioning and everything, feel free to get a brief little video clip of your piloting to us so we can see where you're at and offer some tips and everything on how to improve. But, like I say, let us know about that, and we'll see if we can't help you out in that area. If you've got any bugs, feel free to let us know. We will pass those along to the devs. They don't like bugs any more than you or I do, and they want to see them fixed just as much as we do. And everything. If you've got screenshots and video, that's even better. Even if it's just a crappy cell phone screenshot or video, as long as it's somewhat readable and everything. If you've got requests for the Teacher's Corner, feel free to let her know. Maybe it's a certain part of the game you just need a little bit of help with. You're not really sure about it and everything. But, say, let her know, and she may just do a video over your subject and everything. Finally, if you have any requests for the RP Corner, let Artie know. He does take requests, and he may just do a thing over your point. Maybe it's just a certain type of event you don't know how to handle, whatever it is. But anyways, folks, that's our show for this evening. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Tune in again next week. But for now, folks, this is the Pilot Review Show, reminding you to have your tribbles spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.